like, it sounds crazy. Have you guys ever tried to get a 17% to a 40? It sounds crazy. I just received this exclusion letter, and it was the worst thing that had ever happened to me in that moment.
I'm drinking, you smoking, you riding on me slow motion. I feel like I'm dreaming, let's both get away this weekend. I'm drinking, you smoking, you riding on me slow motion. I feel like...
Hello, hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Gine channel, guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. It is so good to see you. Thank you so much for showing your face again. You guys support me so much on this channel, and I love it. Inject that shit into my veins. And if you are a new viewer, do hit the subscribe button so that you can see more videos from me, as well as the notification bell so that you can receive a notification every single time I upload a new video. Thanks to your reading skills, you guys already know what this video is about, but if you are not aware, it's a story time about what happened to me after I lost my father, academically and lifeically, and with regards to my disorder. If you're not sure what my disorder is, then you can check out my second video. There I explain everything about dealing with bipolar disorder, as well as having to live academically and deal with my academics. So let's get into the story time. So for those of you who are not aware, I lost my father in June of 2020 due to medical reasons and natural causes. And that really did shake me as much as it would shake any other person, obviously. I'm one parent away from being an orphan. I'm 22, guys, and I fully still feel like a teenager. If I were to get pregnant right now, it would be a teen pregnancy, please, I beg, hey. That did really shake me, and it's a very stressful situation. It's stressful for anyone, and stressful situations like that can become triggers for people with bipolar disorder. So what had happened when my father passed away was that it was the beginning of second semester, and the previous semester I'd gotten A's and I'd done really well, and it was absolutely brilliant. But I think the death of my father really shook me, and the way I've explained bipolar disorder in my previous video is that you have really high highs, which are called manic episodes or hypomanic episodes depending on the severity, and then you have really low lows, which are severe depression. And I think after my father died, I had a hypomanic episode that lasted me about 5 months or 6 months. During that episode, I was just spending crazy amounts of money, going out, drinking copious amounts of alcohol, doing what most people would call eating my youth. And benditya, guys, I benditya youth. I was going on staycations, kumnandi siroka, sihamba with South African celebrities. It was nice. I had a fantastic time. But the thing is, at the time, I did not realize that I was having a hypomanic episode. Obviously, I'm living this fantastic life, and something in my head told me, you know what, you're actually okay. You don't even need to take any of this medication. And that is where, ladies and gentlemen, everything started going wrong. So I defected from my medication, which is very important for someone who's got a disorder of this sort. It helps you maintain stability in your life. It's a mood disorder, and those pills, all of those pills help you maintain your mood, so that you can live your everyday life as a normal person, or as normal as you can get under the circumstance. I would honestly be asleep all day and be awake all night rocking. Like, I love rocking, guys. I love rocking. I will never stop rocking for whatever reason. I will never stop. It's me at the club at 47 with my husband, is what I'm saying. But I was going through a rough time without realizing that I'm going through a rough time. Not like, it sounds crazy. I was so focused. I was taking Ubers to Joburg almost like every other day, and I live in Hatfield. I was doing the absolute most. I ended up neglecting my academics, I won't lie. To me, it didn't feel like I was neglecting them. To me, it felt like I was doing the bare minimum. But when I look back, the bare minimum wasn't even that. Like, it was honestly rock bottom. The bar, if this is the bar is in hell. One thing that I would become is very nonchalant. So I'd miss an assignment here, I'd be like, it's fine, I'll make up for it in the next one. Miss the test here, run and get a sick note. You know what I'm saying? I would always be so nonchalant about school and not realize that I'm actually gonna fail. So what I always do is I'm a save the semester girl. I won't even lie. I am A1 at saving the semester. Last minute, na kilas number, guys, no ways. At saving the semester, when our final semester marks came out, I thought I could do that. I thought I could save the semester when our progress marks came out. Have you guys ever tried to get a 17% to a 40? Have you ever? Because it's hard. It's difficult. Obviously, what ended up happening was some things I didn't get exam entrance, some things I failed, some things. When you don't get exam entrance, it's so much easier to just deregister the module so that you don't have the word fail on your academic record. I was being very careless. Obviously, I take full responsibility for my actions, but I also realized that this is also because of the fact that I did nothing after my father died. I didn't get grief counseling. I stopped taking medication. I stopped talking to my doctors. My health journey was said, whoa. I halted. I said, let me rock. I feel like shit, let me rock. I'm one parent away from being an orphan. Let me rock. Guys, it rocked my world. I said, let me rock. It rocked me. So now when the time to rock is done, it's time to go home now. It's time to be wholesome hands. I drive to KZN with my friend, Nam. Gumnandi in the car, gumnandi, kui vibes, gumnandi. I get home, I unpack, it's cozy, she meets my family. It's vibes, guys. We're all happy, gumnandi. I'm stressing about academics, but it's a back of the mind thought. Like, I'm waiting for my results, obviously, but it's a back of the mind thought, because you know, once you've written the exam, you know what I'm saying? So I never really paid attention to it. I stayed home. I enjoyed being with my family. And I check my emails every day. I don't get them on my phone because I feel like that's just unnecessary stress. Imagine now, you're living your best life at the club. You check your phone. It's an email from Tux. I'd rather die. I would rather lay me down on a bed of roses. I check my emails. I check the subject line. It says exclusion letter. I've had very few moments where I was at a loss for words. I looked at this email and all I could say was, no. And it said exactly what I expected it to say, that you have been excluded from the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences. It said that you can appeal this process from the moment you receive this email, yada, 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 fish paste. So that was a very shocking moment for me because growing up, my father praised me for being an academic. The one thing that was very important to my father was me being a scholar, me being in school and me succeeding, and it felt like I'd fucked up his final wish. I just received this exclusion letter and it was the worst thing that had ever happened to me in that moment. I didn't even know what to tell my mom. So I call my mom and my heart, I swear to God, guys, my heart did a for sure. It was in my toes. Like when I read that email, so I told my mother about the email and I began the appeal process before my mother came home. So what happens in the appeal process is that you appeal by picking out in a bunch of categories why you did badly or why your performance was poor. And you type out like a couple of sentences explaining, and then you type out your corrective action, which is what you're going to do to be better next time should they let you back in. That was my wake-up call. That was my wake-up call, and I decided that I need to do better. And everything I wrote in my corrective action was true, and everything I wrote in my corrective action I meant in my heart. So what I decided to do as part of my corrective action was to get help. Like, that's what I needed. I didn't need anything else. I needed help managing my life. I needed help managing my mood disorder. What that entails for me personally was getting back on medication, getting help from my family, communicating with people around me. After my dad died, I came home for the funeral and I left. I went and lived my life in Pretoria, picked up like nothing had happened. I booked the flights, I booked the COVID test, and I booked myself into the hospital. I did all three of those things as part of my corrective action. I participated so well in the process. I wanted to heal. I wanted to get better. I think it shook my world so much that I'd fallen so far. February came around, mind you, this entire time, from the beginning of December, I was waiting for a response from the university. Throughout that time, I think I had so much positivity because I kept telling myself, like, it's gonna go through, it's gonna go through, it's gonna go through. After I'd thoroughly gone through my appeal, I waited for 3 months. I waited for 3 months. That's 3 months of not knowing but trying to be positive. And one thing I can tell you is that was 3 months of me making a plan. Should it go through? Should it not go through? What am I going to do? What's gonna go on with me? And it was a very stressful time for me and my mum, me and my family in general. It was a very, very stressful time, but we got through it. I finally received an email saying that I got back into the university, and as much as I've added time to my degree, I'm very grateful for that. And to anyone that's going through the same thing or had gone through the same thing, it's very stressful emotionally. And I felt a kind of shame, like when I had to tell my friends and my loved ones and like the people in my life that I'd created for myself at this new place that I was living. I felt shame telling them I might not be coming back. Shame to the extent where I lied to my friends and my loved ones, and I told them that,
oh no, I might be taking a gap year, or oh no, I'm not great mentally, so I might not be coming back to school, or I might be changing unis and that.
And you know, I realized that the people in my life are so caring. They care so much about me that to them, it didn't even matter. I didn't need to feel ashamed. One thing I can tell you for free is have a plan. It is very easy to get academically excluded. I went from A's to not even knowing what I would be doing with my life. But I'm back, baby! I'm back and I'm better. It was a very stressful time because it was graduation season as well. I'm in the year where most of my friends are graduating, and I had to watch all of that, and it was being painful, guys, because I kept thinking to myself, like, that should be me. And as much as I was happy for everybody in my life that had accomplished all of those wonderful things, it was so difficult to see. It was so difficult to live through. But one thing I did learn is that own race, own pace. At the end of the day, on your piece of paper, they're not going to write how long it took you. And now I'm in a space where I've got so much drive and I'm so ready to take on school. I've set goals for myself and I'm planning on accomplishing them. And I'm in such a good space. I'm taking all my meds. I'm so happy right now with my life. I'm happy with all the relationships that I've made and formed. I'm happy with where I'm at emotionally, spiritually, not financially. Thank you to my mom, who's always praying for me. She always has my back. One bit of advice as a final word that I could give anyone that will go through this or has gone through this is that have a thoroughly planned game plan for your appeal and for your academics moving forward. You need to have drive. You need to learn from this. You cannot go through the same thing more than once. Don't blame yourself too much. Like, don't hold a grudge against the union, don't hold a grudge against yourself, because that's only going to make you feel worse. Focus on the way forward. That's going to help you so much in the long run. And make sure that you research the appeal process for your university very thoroughly, because that's also going to help you with knowing what to actually put into your appeal and how to actually maneuver the whole situation, how long you might be waiting. And speak to friends in your faculty, speak to your faculty student advisors, speak to friends that you know have been excluded, or speak to someone who might know anyone that you could speak to if that's okay with them. Unfortunately, we've reached the end of yet another video, and that's just a peek into my life. I really want us to be close on this channel, so I'm always going to let you guys in on what's going on in my life, if it is appropriate, obviously. If you are a new viewer, do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you'd like notifications every single time I drop a video. Please hit the like button if you liked my video. If there's anything that you would like to know about the process, please do leave a comment below, and I promise I will get to it. I will reply. I reply to almost all of my comments. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in another video.
I'm drinking, you smoking, you riding on me slow motion. I feel like I'm dreaming. Let's smoke it away this weekend. I'm drinking, you smoking.